Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, brothers and sisters. Glad you're here today. Welcome to another Sabbath day. Just a wonderful day to be alive. Because some people, guess what? They didn't make it. Few famous people didn't make it today. They didn't make it. DMX yesterday passed. Prince I forgot the guy named Prince Philip. Didn't make it. We see you, Jacksons. We see you. See you, Sister Yanis. We see you. Sister Erica, we see you. Everybody that's with y'all today, we see you. Rose Ali, we see you. Well, I don't see you, but I know you're there. Sister Luca, I see you. Unc, Chief Scientist, I see you. Thank you for coming on in today. Yeah, I was hoping that he made it through as well. But, you know, people leave this life. Every day. It's a blessing to be amongst the living. It's a blessing. I don't know, Sister Luca. I don't know. See ya, Rosalie. We see you. I don't know, Sister Luca. May his will be done. I'm glad to be amongst in the land of the living, as the old folks used to say. They say, we used to go to church. They say, I'm glad to be in the land of the living one more time, into the house of the Most High one more time. One more time. Whoa, we got a lot of people in here so far. We give everybody maybe one more minute or so to get on in here. Yes, we made another day. And every day above ground is a good day. That's one more day you got to get it right. to straighten your life out. You do not want to die in a state of sin. You do not want to. Habitual sin. Known sin. You don't want to die that way. But we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get it. I don't see it anywhere in the Bible that say rest in peace. If you died the wrong way, no. I know a lot of people changing it today to rest in power. That's what they say. So whatever that means. But no, I usually don't say rest in peace, R.I.P. to people. But what I say is, may the Most High have mercy on their souls. That's what I say. But I told you, we're going to get on in the word. We're not going to be long, make it long. We're going to try to get in and get out today. Got a great teaching for you. I'm going to turn this music down. We're going to pray. And then we're going to get on into the scriptures. All right. We see you, Auntie. We see you. Thank you for coming on in today. But we're going to pray. I'm going to decrease that he may increase. So I'm going to put that there. Then we're going to pray and we're going to get into the scripts. Today is an important lesson, guys. Very important lesson. A lot of people dealing with this particular thing that we're going to talk about today. But let's go ahead and pray. Father, Heavenly Father, we just thank you for today, your holy Sabbath day, your set apart day that you set apart in the beginning of time. We just thank you right now for everybody that's here. We ask that you bless them, you edify them, and you change them for the better in their life. Father, we just also ask that you alone will get all the praise, all the honor, all the glory, do your most magnificent name. We just thank you for all of these things in the mighty, mighty name of your son, Yeshua, HaMashiach. Amen. All right. Yes, this is a get busy about the Father's business, Sister Luca, and you will look up and that man of Yah, that man of the Most High will be there for you. Just get busy, be busy, get busy with kingdom business. But what we're going to talk about today, it's a lot of it is this touchy subject. You know, a lot of preachers don't even want to talk about it because they know they got people sitting in their ministry that has dealt with what we're going to talk about today, and they don't want to offend, and they don't want to see that money walk out the door. Well, Brother Rainey don't care about none of that because he's not in it for the money. He just in it to put the truth out there. But before we get into it, I'm going to encourage everybody that is tuning in to review Proverbs 18:13 because you may have heard different on this matter. But Proverbs 18:13 said, he that answereth the matter before he heareth it, it is a folly and it's a shame unto him. It's a folly and it's a shame if you are answering something before you have even heard the whole thing out. You know, we always yeah. But let me go ahead into what we're talking about today. What does the Bible say about marriage, divorce, and remarriage? We're going to look at it from a biblical perspective. A lot of people have asked me in this particular class is sort of a special request for somebody, and I said, oh yeah, I'm gonna do a teaching on it. I've done a teaching on it before, but I didn't do justice, even though it was good. But I added a little bit more, took some things out, but I hope that it is good. But people have asked me, what do you think about marriage, divorce, and remarriage? I said, I don't think nothing. I can go by what the Bible says. It don't matter what I think. Why are you asking me what I think? You should ask me what does the Bible say? Because guess what? Some people are thinking about getting married, and some people are thinking about getting a divorce. And sometimes married people want to be divorced, and divorced people, they want to be married. People just ain't satisfied with where they are. And some people are actually, they have went on and did it. They've been married, they divorced, and they thinking about remarrying. What does the Bible say about these things? They said, Brother Ronnie, what do you think? It don't matter what I think. It don't matter what I think. So, I'm going to go back to this. We're going to be on a Sermon on the Mount today. We're going to be looking at that today. But I'll Matthew 5:17 through 19. And Yeshua said, think not, don't think. Don't let it enter into your BB brain that I have come to destroy, kataluau, demolish, abolish. He said, don't think I came to do that. Or the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill, which is playru, to do, to fully preach, to ratify, to consummate. He said, for verily, to establish, to cause to abound. Look that word playru up. You supposed to fulfill the law as well, brothers and sisters. It says, perform. I'm coming up with all these definitions for it. It says, for verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall know in no wise at all pass from the law till all be fulfilled. Till all of what be fulfilled? What the prophet said. And brothers and sisters, everything that the prophets have said has not come to pass yet. Like what? Damascus still a city. The scriptures say that one day it'll be a ruinous heap. It said one day he gonna destroy this earth with fire. It ain't been destroyed with fire yet. Law still good. But whosoever or whoever therefore shall break one of the least commandments, what's the least? He don't tell us. And shall teach man so, he shall be called least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them what? Even the least of the commandments, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. So this is a question you should ask most people that say they're believers. You ask them, how do I become great in the kingdom of Yah? Oh, do and teach even the least of the commandments. That's how you become great in the kingdom of heaven. Well, how do I become least? Break and teach another man to break. Right? So, and when we're talking about this subject we're talking today, it's very important to look at the first marriage. You got to look at the first marriage to get a biblical understanding of what's what, right? So watch this. This is Genesis chapter 2, We're gonna look at Genesis chapter 2, verse 19 through 25. Let's see what it was all about. And the said, it is not good that the man, Adam, should be alone. I will make him a what? A helpmeet. I heard on one woman, my husband don't never help me. You the help. That's what we got to get to. I know it ain't going to sound good to your ears or feel good to your flesh, but it says, I will make him a helpmeet. Help him meet some of these bills. That's what you need to be helping him do. It said a helpmeet for him, or whatever the Most High has called him to do. You're supposed to be there helping him with that. And out of the ground, the Most High formed every beast of the field and every fowl of the air, and brought them unto Adam to see what he would call them. And whatsoever Adam or the man called every living creature, that was the name thereof. And Adam gave names to all of the cattle, and to the fowl of the air, and to every beast of the field. But for Adam there was not found a helpmeet. Nobody looked like him. Helpmeet for him. And the Lord God caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and he slept. And he took it's the first surgery in history, guys. The first surgery in history. He put the anesthesia up on him. And what did he do? And he took one of his ribs and closed up the flesh instead thereof. And the rib which the Lord God had taken from man made what he make? A woman. Not another man, a woman for him, a helper for him, and brought her unto the man. The Most High brought this woman to the man. You better make sure that the Most High has brought whoever you getting ready to marry. Make sure he brought them to you, not you went to them. But what did he do? He said, and what did Adam say? And Adam said, this is now bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, or whoa, man. That's how fine she was. Whoa, man. Because she was taken out of man. Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother. You look up that word leave, you'll be surprised at what it say. It said leave, ignore, neglect. But you a mama's boy. Mama. No, that don't mean don't take care of your parents, but your wife becomes your main priority. Still honor, love your mom and your dad. Yes, reject Satan's choice. Yeah, help meet them bills. Coming to the table. The woman got to bring something to the table besides hungry kids. You got to bring something to the table, man. Oh, boy. All right, well, let's keep it moving. Bring something to the table. If you got hungry kids to bring to the table, bring them. But you help that brother. All right. But it says, therefore shall man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be what? One flesh. One flesh. Something can break up a one flesh equation. We're going to show you all that today. And they both were naked, the man and his wife, and they were not what? Ashamed. They were not ashamed. Just grab Adam. Man, what were you thinking? Huh? Now my wife got to wear clothes around. I don't want her wearing clothes. No, I'm just playing. But Adam, you messed up, brother. You messed up. Shoot. Well, let's keep it moving. Slap him upside the head, man. You messed up. But there we go. We see it. This is when it was perfect. They in paradise. They one flesh, man. They eating all the fruits of the garden. Life just good. The popping grapes, drinking the water of life, or just drinking it. The grass just growing on its own. He ain't even got to work the land. It was perfect good. But watch this. Let's see the fall. Genesis chapter 3, 1 through 24. Now the serpent, the Nakash, the whisperer. Brother, like the whisper. You look up Nakash. It'll tell you whisperer. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field, or more cunning, which the Lord God had made. And he said unto the woman, yay! Who he say this to? to the one. He said to Adam. No, it says he said unto the woman. Yea, have God said, and ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst or in the middle of the garden, the Most High has said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. Same trick going on today. Same trick. Satan said, oh, you can eat this. Most High said, but the Most High said, no, you can't eat this. With the dietary law. Oh, you can eat it. Most High said, no, you can't eat it. Folks, God ain't gone. Brother, he not gone. Send you to hell over eating a piece of bacon. You tell it to Adam and Eve. Tell it to them. They got kicked out just because they ate some fruit. Man, I'm trying to tell you that Satan, same tricks, different package. All right, here we go. For he said, for God doth know it that in the day that ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be open, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. And the woman saw that the tree was good for food. She saw that it was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise. She took of the fruit thereof and did eat. She took the fruit, she ate it, and gave also to her husband with her, and he did eat. I want to look up there with her. Nigga, more people. He was standing right there. No, Adam was not standing right there. Oh, I'm gonna prove it to you. With her. This is from this guy named Simon Altoff. I don't believe everything he teaches. But he has done he has translated the Bible. He has a one called the Hidden Truths Hebraic Scrolls, and this is one of his commentary. It says, with her. Adam was not standing there as properly taught. He was somewhere else when this conversation was taking place. And the woman took the fruit, ate it first, and then went to give it to him. The Hebrew says, Gamal ish sha'ima. And the A-N, I think that's a mistake right there. It should be Gimel. In the ancient text means to walk over to him, meaning he was with her in what? Unity. And not that he was standing there beside her on his own. Check out that hidden. You can find it on Amazon. It's pretty good. I got the Kindle edition though. It's pretty good. The paperback, it's expensive. But anyway, 1 Timothy, because if she was there with him, the scriptures don't make no sense. Because guess what? 1 Timothy 2:13-14 says, watch this. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. For Adam was first formed, then Eve. Watch this. And Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in the transgression. Notwithstanding, she shall be saved in childbearing if they continue in faith and charity and holiness with sobriety. But he said at the top, Gamal Ishaima. We're going to look at that because the Hebrew word, when it says, when she also gave to him and he did eat, that word is gum. Gimel, and mem. There are no vowels in the Hebrew letters. That was added much later. But anyway, but gimel, if you look right here, that word, when you look at gam, G-A-M, that word is, the first one is gimel, and it's represented by a what? A camel. A what? A camel. Watch what it means to. It also means to gather, walk, carry. What? What do camels usually do? They usually walk to what? Water. And that's when you get the mem in gam. It means what? Water. It means, so what do camels usually do? They walk to what? To water. She gathered. Let's look at gam right quick. Gam. We see also, but watch this. Gam. It says, it means also, as, even, again, and also even. We're going to skip all the way to the bottom. It says, down at the bottom, it says to gather, properly to what? Assemble. She assembled some, she gathered some of the fruit and she walked over to wherever Adam was. Let's look at gotquestions.org. You don't have to agree with it, but it just don't make sense that both of them standing there and he talking directly to the woman and Adam standing right there. Don't make sense. But watch this. Gotquestions.org. Another view is the phrase "who was with her" simply means that Adam was with Eve when she offered him the fruit. In other words, Eve heard the serpent's lies, believed they were true, and ate the fruit. Then she found her husband, and once she had him with her, she gave him the fruit too. This understand would explain by why Adam did not intervene in the serpent's deception of Eve, and why the New Testament insists that Eve was deceived, but not Adam, which we just read 1 Timothy 2:14. The fact that death came through Adam's sin instead of Eve's sin is explained by the idea that the federal headship of mankind was vested in Adam as the one first created. Of course, there's a third view that Adam was in the vicinity of the tree. That one's plausible too. While Eve was being tempted, he was near enough to still be considered with his wife, yet far away enough not to hear the conversation. Because I tell you that woman, according to the scripture, is the weaker vessel. That's why Satan went to her. It said, 1 Peter 3:7 said, likewise, ye husband, dwell with them according to the knowledge, giving honor unto the wife as being the what? Weaker vessel. She's the weaker vessel. Oh, the serpent. You said how the serpent get in the garden? The serpent was already just a regular creature that God had created, and Satan entered him. But let's pick up verse 7. Watch this. And the eyes, look in these, every Hebrew word has a meaning. Every letter has a meaning. I tell you, go get the old Paleo Hebrew and go study that stuff out. Just look at words sometime to see their meanings. But watch this, verse 7. But when they ate, the eyes of both of them were open, and they knew that they were naked, and they sewed fig leaves together, their self-righteousness, and made themselves aprons. And they heard the voice of the Lord God walking. Who is that? Yeshua. The voice of when does a voice walk? Yeshua. In the garden in the cool of the day, and Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of the Lord amongst the trees of the garden. And the Most High called unto Adam and said unto him, where art thou? Where you at? And he said, I heard thy voice in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked and I hid myself. And he said, who told thee that thou was naked? Hast thou eaten of the tree thereof I commanded thee that thou shouldest not eat? And the man said, what'd you say? Yeah, he was a beast of the field. The field was separated from the garden. Well, it was other beasts in the garden. It was other beasts in there because he got in there somewhat. And whatever way he is, he got in there. Watch this. And the man said, the woman whom thou gavest to be, we gonna talk about this. We're going to talk about this, Sister Erica. You know how we do. And that's right. She's going to email me. Is this in another book? I don't, is what in another book? Genesis? I'm reading out of Genesis right now. But he said, hast thou eaten of the tree I commanded that thou shouldest eat? Watch what he said. And the man said, the woman that thou gavest to be with me, she gave me of the tree and I did eat. If they were there together, why did he say the devil, the serpent gave it to her and then she gave it to me? He didn't say that. Watch this. And the Lord said unto the woman, what is this that thou hast done, woman? And the woman said, the serpent beguiled, deceived, seduced me, and I did eat. And the Lord said unto the serpent, because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above what? All cattle, above every beast of the field. Upon thy belly thou shalt go, and dust shalt thou eat all the days of thy life. And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. That's Christ. And unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children. Are women still have childbirth pains? Yes. None of the Old Testament is done away with. None of it. Because if the old is still the same, let's keep it moving though. It says, And Adam, he said, because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, because thou hast not the voice of Satan, and hast eaten the tree thereof, of which I commanded thee, saying, thou shalt not eat of it. Cursed is the ground for thy sake. In sorrow shalt thou eat of it all the days of thy life. Thorns and thistles it shall bring forth to thee, and thou shalt eat the herb of the field. Now work. We got work now. Because of what? Sin. In the sweat of thy face shalt thou eat bread till thou return unto the ground. For out of it wast thou taken, for dust thou art, and thus thou shalt return. And Adam called his wife named Eve, because she was the mother of all living. That's what Semiramis want to be. The queen of heaven. That's what she want to be. No, you stop it. Cut it out, Semiramis. It says, unto Adam also unto his wife did the Most High make coats of skin. That's the sacrificial system being instituted, and clothe them. And or the law of sin and death. That's the law of sin and death. If you sin, something has to die. Instead of Adam and Eve sinning, the Most High killed animals. Blood was shed. They were supposed to be the ones that was killed, not the animals. The animals didn't do wrong. Adam and Eve, they did wrong. But let's keep moving. It says, and the Most High said, behold, the man is become like one of us, to know good and evil. The serpent just gave them half the truth. He told them, you're going to know this, but he didn't tell them that you will be mortal now. He didn't tell them all the truth. And now lest he put forth his hand and also take the tree of life and eat and live what? Forever. Yeah, figs. They fig trees. I believe there was a fig that she ate. I really do believe that there was a fig that she ate. Go watch our video called Apples and Figs. See you, Woody. Thank you for joining us, brother. Oh yeah. Oh, you talking about? I don't know about all that other people outside the garden. I don't know, Sister Luca. If the Bible don't say it, I heard of pre-Adamic race. No, I really don't believe in that stuff. So what he do? What he end up doing? Therefore, the Lord sent him forth from the Garden of Eden to till the ground from whence he was taken. So he drove out the man. And he placed at the end of at the east of the garden cherubims, and a flaming sword was turned every way to keep the way of the tree of life. So now we see it's not perfect anymore. Some other variables had come into man. The Most High's perfect plan, the Satan thought he had for the time being he had did. So there's different things going on now. It's no longer perfection anymore. So is there a law in the Bible concerning divorce? Yes, there is. We're going to take a look at it. Deuteronomy 24, 1-4. Yeah. Watch this. When a man had taken a wife and married her, and it come to pass that she finds no favor in his eyes, because he have found some uncleanness in her, then what he do is 4 steps he got to do. Let him write her a bill of divorcement. That's 1. 2, give it to her in her hand. 3, send her so number 1, find the uncleanness. Number 2, write the bill. Number 3, give it in her hand. And number 4, send her out of the house. And when she is departed out of the house, she may go and be another man's wife. She may what? Go and be another man's wife. Now watch this. And if the latter husband hate her, detest her, and write her a bill of divorce and give it in her hand and send her out of his house, or if the latter husband die, which took her to be his wife, watch this. Her former husband, which sent her away, may not take her again to be his wife. After that, she is what? Defiled, for that is an abomination before the Lord. And thou shalt not cause the land to sin, which the Lord thy God giveth thee for an inheritance. He said, so you got modern day people today. If you divorce, married, and remarried, you got to divorce that person and return back to the first person. No, according to the scriptures, that's wrong. That's an abomination. Even the Most High wouldn't do. Even the Most High didn't do this. I'm gonna show you what his plan was, because the prophets asked. They say, if a man divorces, send his wife away, divorce his wife, can he return unto her again? What was the answer to that? No, but he did. But how? He died. He died. He had to die to do that, and then re-give them the same law. All right, but watch this. Steps to divorce in the Old Testament. Find the uncleanness. Write the bill of divorcement. Put it in her hand and send her away. That's what you had to do. That was the process. So in this teaching today, we're going to show you the Hebrew and Greek words, terms for putting away and divorce. In the old, because people don't know the difference between putting away and divorce. They think putting away is divorce. No, putting away is just a step in the divorce process. We're going to show you. But number 1 through 8, these are some words you're going to see. Shalak, that's Hebrew. That means to what? That means just to do what? To send away. Just send somebody. Get out. Beat it. Kerithu, that's the word for divorce in the Old Testament. Shalak is just the sending part. Kerithu is the actual divorce part. Karath means to cut. Garage means to drive out. The Most High garaged Adam and Eve out of the garden. Apalu, in the New Testament, that's Greek. That means to dismiss or just to send away as well. But aspastasion, that's the divorce part. And a female means to put away, means to send out. Chorizo means to depart. Those are sending. Because if we understand these 8 words right here today, and I'm going to show you in scripture today, Moses, Yeshua, and Paul are all saying the same thing. But if we don't understand these words, they're all saying something totally different. But I'm going to show you. But let's look up uncleanness. Because some people want to say, what's the uncleanness? What's the uncleanness? Well, let's look up erva. That word is, that's the Hebrew word for uncleanness. But let's look at it, what it says. It says nakedness. Nakedness, shame, unclean, uncleanness. Nakedness, nudity, shame, pudenda, implying shameful exposure, nakedness of a thing, indecency, improper behavior, exposed, undefended. That's what erva means. Let's look up that word sefer, which means bill, like bill of divorcement. Sefer. Watch this. It says book, letter, evidence. Keep that in your mind. Evidence. It's evidence. Bill, learning, a register. Let's look down at the bottom of book, missive, a document, writing, book, missive, letter of instruction, written order, commission, request, written decree, legal document, certificate of divorce, deed of purchase. It's evidence. It's proof of something. Oh, just remember that, guys. Now let's look up divorcement. That word is kerithu. Kerithu. And what does it mean? Divorce, dismissal, divorcement. That's what it means. You got to know what these words mean. People don't know what these words mean. I've heard ministers say, God, yeah, according to the Bible, women weren't really allowed to divorce although there are some cases they got ancient documents where on the case of an abusive man, a rabbi would give that woman, she could go to them, prove what's going on, and they would give them a writ and allow them to go away. You can do some research on that. All right, but watch this. Okay, read through. Shalak. It just means to send away. Watch this. I want y'all to see this. Shalak. It means to send, go, send forth, send away, lay, send out, put away, cast out, stretch out, set, depart, soweth, loose. All of these right here. Most of them is saying send away, but down at the bottom, it does say to be sent off, be put away, be divorced. We're going to show you something on that. But now what I'm going to show you is the Greek form of shalak, which is apalu. That's the Greek way to say apalu. We're not gonna read all of this. It just means to release, to send away. We'll go all the way. It's part B. It says send away in yellow. Down at the bottom in yellow, it's used of divorce, meaning Shalak and Apollo, is one step in the divorce process, because everybody say God hates divorce. He hates it. Does the Bible say that? No, it don't. Let me show you what it say. It says Malachi 2:14-16. Yet, watch that. Yet ye say, wherefore, because the Lord thy God have been witness between thee and the wife of your youth, against whom thou hast dealt treacherously. Yet she is thy companion and the wife of thy covenant. And did not he make one? Yet had he the residue of the Spirit, and wherefore one? That he might seek a godly seed. The purpose of people getting married is for the Most High to get godly seed. It ain't about I need this, I need that. No, it's to procreate, folks. That's the purpose of man and woman, to make more others. To make others. And did not he make one? Yet had he the residue of the Spirit, and wherefore one, that he might seek a godly seed. Therefore take heed to your spirit, and let none deal treacherously against the wife of his youth. For the Lord, the God of Israel, said that he hated putting away. And it said, for one covereth violence with his garment, saith the Lord of hosts. Therefore take heed to your spirit, that ye deal not treacherously. Again, he hated putting away. What is that? Watch this. To send away. He hates when you just send separation. It don't say nothing about no carry through. Just sending away. Pay attention. So is divorce a sin? Everybody, type it in there if you think divorce is, with your own opinion, if you think divorce is a sin. Just type it in there. Type it in there. Divorce is a sin. You sin, you divorced. If it is, then yeah, the Most High, he's a sinner too. If divorce is a sin, right? If it's a sin, the Most High is a sinner. People don't know he divorced as well. But watch this. Jeremiah 3:6-8. 6-8. So if divorce is a sin, Sister Luca, then the Most High is a sinner. Let's watch. If you divorce, you must do it how the Most High do. We must model the Most High. It's best to make your marriage work, but sometimes it is necessary for divorce. It is necessary. Just listen to the whole class. Jeremiah 3:6-8. The Lord said unto me, Jeremiah said, he said, Donald Trump said to me, Barack Obama said to me, a Creflo Dollar said to me. No, Jeremiah said, Yahuwah, Yahweh said unto me, said also unto me in the days of Josiah the king, hast thou seen which backsliding Israel have done? She is gone up upon every high mountain and under every green tree, and there have played the harlot. And I said, after she had done all these things, turn thou unto me. But she returned not. And her treacherous sister Judah saw it. And I saw when for all the causes whereby backsliding Israel committed adultery, I had put her away and given her a bill of divorce. If you want to maintain that divorce is a sin, then you are calling the Most High a sinner. Yeah, Sister Yanis, it depends on the circumstance. You have to do it lawfully, legally and lawfully. And we saw in it, if you marry, divorce, and if that woman go marry somebody else, the first husband may never go back to her. So people teaching it, you got to divorce this person and go back. No, according to the scriptures, that's an abomination. But there we go. We see that what did the Most High do? He divorced Israel. He didn't divorce Judah. He said her treacherous sister Judah feared not. The Most High divorced Israel, but he didn't divorce Judah. Why not? Because he know his son had to come out of Judah, right? But let's look up bill of divorcement. Sefer, like we just said, Sefer means book, bill. It says book, bill, evidence. The Most High said, I gave her evidence. I sent her away, but I gave her the evidence or that proof that she's allowed to go and be with someone else. But Karithu, a cutting of the matrimonial bond, that is divorce, divorcement. If we do it, you got to do it how the Most High say. Watch this, Hosea 2:1-3, and make sure that your case meets the circumstances of how you can do it. If it don't meet the circumstances, I would tread lightly if I was you. Hosea 2:1-3. Say ye unto your brethren, me. That's what the King James said, but it means my people. And to your sisters, Ruhamah, mercy is shown. Watch this. Plead with your mother. Plead for, watch what the Most High said. For, talking about Israel, for she is not my wife, neither am I her husband. Whoa. 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 She is not. He said, she ain't my, when he gave Israel, the house of Israel, a divorce, he know I can't take her back unless I do what? Unless I die, because the law of a woman is under the law of her husband as long as he liveth. He not going to even break his own law, folks. He said, all I got to do, I got to die then. I got to die then. But watch this. He said, plead with your, she ain't my, so a divorce, a sending away and giving a divorce that ends a marriage. The Most High said, she ain't my wife, neither am I her husband. Let her therefore put away her whoredoms out of her sight and her adulteries from between her breasts, lest I strip her naked and set her as in the day that she was born, and make her as a wilderness, and set her like a dry land, and slay her with what? Thirst. Let's go to Isaiah 50:1. The Most High asking, where is the bill of your mother's divorcement, whom I have put away? So we see that that's what he did it. So it's not sin unless you do it unlawfully. We're going to show you. And this is the conundrum we find ourselves in today. Matthew 5:31-32. It has been said. See, most preachers, they don't want to touch this stuff. Oh, I'm touching everything. I ain't scared to preach on nothing. Oh boy. Matthew 5:31-32. It has been said, whosoever shall put away his wife. Remember, we told you that's a put away. Right here, this is a palu. That's not divorce. That's just the sending away part. It have been said, whosoever shall put away his wife, let him give her a writing of divorcement. Let him give her that bill, that proof, that evidence that she may go and be another man's. But watch this. But I say to you that whosoever shall put away, he didn't say, this is not divorce. Put away, this word right here, put away, is a palu. I'm going to show you something. Saving for the cause of fornication. Saving for the cause of fornication, porneia. We're going to look at that too. Causing her to commit adultery. And whosoever shall marry her that is divorced, committeth adultery. And this one translation right here throws a whole monkey wrench into everything. They said that says divorce. That don't say divorce. That's not apostasion. That's not the Greek word for divorce. That's the same word, apalu, for the put away that you see earlier in. Same word. It's this word apalu is only translated divorce one time in all of the New Testament. One time. All the other places it just says put away. But why would the translator leave it divorce right here? It's a if Easter is mistranslated, why couldn't this be a mistranslation? Oh, but we're going to get into it. I'm going to show you today. Don't take my word for it. Yes, put away is as in separation and still being married. We're going to show it to you. How can a man, if he put a woman away, how can he put a woman away and he calls her to commit adultery? Because she's still married to the other fellow. But the bill was the evidence that you can go and be another's. But watch this. We're going to take you to the Peshitta. Matthew 5:31-32. And this is the Aramaic version of the Hebrew of the New Testament. Matthew. Watch this. But you want to say, what is the Peshitta? GotQuestions.org, one of my go-to research sites. I don't believe everything they say, but they got a lot of good stuff. What is the Peshitta? The Peshitta is a collection of the Aramaic manuscripts of the Bible. Aramaic was the most common shared language among the people of the Near East and the Middle East for centuries. It's a lot of Aramaic in your Bible, folks. Some of the Old Testament is Aramaic stuff in there. But it says, this includes the years immediately before and after the earthly ministry of Jesus. For this reason, the Peshitta was an important early translation of the Bible, widely distributed and widely used. The earliest available manuscripts date to the AD 400. So guys, this is the Peshitta, the Aramaic version of Matthew that I'm getting ready to show you, of Matthew 5:31 through 32. This is of the Peshitta. Watch this. It says, verse 31, it has also been said concerning him that will put away his wife, that he should write her a bill of divorcement and give it to her and send her away from his house. But I tell you that whosoever shall put away his wife, except for the cause of fornication, commits adultery with her. And whoever takes her, that is what? Cast off. They say cast off. Wow. Let me give you another version of it, of the Peshitta. Watch this. It has also been said concerning him that will put away his wife, that he should write her a bill of divorcement and give it to her and send her away from his house. But I tell you that whosoever shall put away his wife, except for the cause of fornication, commits adultery with her, and whoever takes her that is undivorced commits adultery. Undivorced. But we're going to give you the grounds for this today. You ain't going to go in here way saying, Brother Runny said I can just divorce people. No. Must be proper grounds. Must be proper grounds. She's stanky. I don't like her no more. No, you can't just leave. Her breath stank. His breath stank. She don't cook. He don't do this. He don't. Ain't going to be none of that. We're going to show you how. But watch this. Aspastasian. Watch this. Divorce, aspastation. Now, had this word back here, divorce right here, had it said aspastasian, I'm with y'all that, hey, ain't no more divorce. No, there is. You just have to do it lawfully. All right, watch this. But that word is aspastasian. That's the Greek way to say divorce. Watch this. Aspastasian. And it's not used there in Matthew chapter 5:32. It's not there. But watch this. Divorcement, writing of divorcement, divorce, repudiation, a bill of divorce. Wow. It says, watch this, adjective from the derivative, the Greek 868, properly something separative, i.e. especially divorce, writing, the bill, the evidence. Because I'm telling you that apalu and shalak just simply means this word. We're going to look at this word apalu. It says to set free. It says to let go, dismiss. Part B, we'll skip to the yellow. Send away. To bid depart, send away. Skip all the way down to the bottom where it's Roman numerals 4. It says used. Apollo is used. This Apollo is the word that's used in Matthew 5:32. Whosoever marry her, that is what they say divorce, but Apollo put away. That's what it is. But down here say it's used of divorce. It's a step. It's a step in the divorce. But I'm going to show you what these knuckleheads were doing in Israel. They were just kicking women out, having women stoned to death for no reason. We're going to show you. But so Apollo equals shalak. They both just means to send away. But the Most High said, if you send away, he told Moses said in Deuteronomy 24:1-4, you got to give her a bill, dummy. These dudes was wicked. But let's go to Matthew. Let's give you an example of Apollo being used. And so let's watch this. This is when Yeshua fed all them people. But watch this. And when it was evening, his disciples came to him and saying, this is a desert place, and the time is now past. Send the multitude away. That don't say divorce the multitude away. That's Apollo. Just means to send. That they may go into the villages and buy themselves what victuals. But Yeshua said unto them, they need not depart. That's another word. But they just saying they need not go away. That ain't even divorce either. Give ye them to eat. And straightway Yeshua this is later on when he gonna go walk on the water. He sent his disciples away so he could pray to himself. But watch this. And straightway Yeshua constrained his disciples to get in the ship. Y'all going on a boat. I see y'all later. and to go before him into the other side, while he not divorced the multitude, he just sent them away. Apollo. Matthew 14:23. And when he had sent the and when he had divorced, no, it just means to what? Sinned. But all of this stuff, Yeshua would have never said nothing about this if these dudes hadn't came to them. Watch this. This is, if you got to know something about the schools of two rabbis, Shammai and Hillel. Shammai said you can send a woman away for any and every reason, but Hillel said just for it has to be something indecent. Some indecent, some uncleanness has to be found. Shammai used to teach, if she burn your biscuits, get rid of her. If she do this, get rid of it. If she got too big, she ain't the size 0 that she used to be, you can get rid of it. No, that's not what you do, Shammai. What do you do, young woman? Your wife get into, you say, baby, we need to get a gym membership. Let's go get a gym membership. You know what? Let's go walking today. You know what? Let's cut down. Wait a minute. So that was referring to separation for anything but fornication. Yes. When in Hebrew times, Sister Luca, in Hebrew times, you were married before you even consummated anything. That's really what this talking about, is something that happened before you actually consummated your marriage. Well, don't let me get it. We're gonna deal with what you talking about in just a second, Sister Luca. So let's go to it. Matthew 19:3-10. Watch this, guys. Just hang in for the whole class, guys. Hang in for the whole class. Matthew 19:3-10. The Pharisees also came to him, tempting him, trying to trap him, trick him, tempting him and saying to him, is it lawful for a man to put away or send away his wife for every cause? And he answered and said unto him, have ye not read that he which made them at the beginning made them male and what? Female, and said, for this cause shall a man leave father and mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they twain, the two, shall be what? One flesh. Wherefore they are no more two, but what? One flesh. What therefore God has joined together, let not man put asunder. If the Most High has put it together, you better not put it asunder. Don't put it asunder. So now let me take it another step. Switch that. What therefore Satan hath joined together, let not man put. Well, wait. If you gotta, if is your spouse, are they from the Most High or they from Satan? That's why you need to be careful who you marry. You can find yourself gone, dead, because you married the wrong person. Not the person at the Most High. Let the Most High present somebody to you. Now, you can read in Ezra. The Hebrews, they married pagans. The Most High said, put them away. They put them away, and it wasn't no bill of divorcement or nothing. They just said, he said, get them away, because what they should have done is follow Hebrew customs. If you marry these pagan folks, they got to come over to your way of life, not you over to their way of life. But that's another lesson. Watch this. Watch what they said. They only came with half of the question. Can we put a woman away for any cause? Can we just send her away for any cause? They say unto him, why did Moses then command to give a right of divorcement? And everybody always leave that and out. And put her away. He said unto them, Moses, because of the hardness of your hearts, suffered you to put your wives away. But from the beginning it was not so. And I say unto you, whosoever shall put his wife away, except it be for fornication, and shall marry another, what do? They commit adultery. And whosoever marry her which is put away, Apollo. Why doesn't it say divorce right there? Doth commit adultery. His disciples said unto him, if the case be with a man and his wife, it ain't good to marry. They said, whoa, what really was going on. These fellows, I'm gonna show you. We're gonna go to Deuteronomy 22 in just a second to show you why the billment of divorcement had to be put in. Matter of fact, we're gonna look up asunder real quick. He said, this word is chorizo. Pay attention to this word. Chorizo. It says depart, separate, put asunder, to separate, divide, part, asunder, to separate oneself from, to depart, to leave a husband or wife, of divorce. It don't say divorce, it says of divorce, meaning it's used of divorce. Separation. These dudes coming at him, these Hebrew dudes were just sending women away left and right. Watch this. But that word fornication. Watch this. Let's see. It means fornication, illicit sexual intercourse, adultery, fornication, homosexuality, lesbianism, intercourse with animals, etc. Sexual intercourse with close relatives. Now, this one I have a problem with, but the only place that they can find this at, watch this. Sexual intercourse with a divorced man or divorced woman. That's Mark 10, 11 through 12. We're going to show, oh, Brother Ronnie don't run from no definition. He just show you in the scriptures. Watch this. Porneia. And this is another one from the Eastward. It says harlotry, including adultery and incest, figuratively idolatry, fornication. But let's go to Mark 10, what they said. Let's go back to what he said. Let's go back. Mark 10, 2 through 12. They coming at him again. This is another account of it. And the Pharisees came to him and asked, is it lawful for a man to send his wife away? Tempting Christ. They were tempting him. And he answered and said unto him, what did Moses command you? He's saying, go back to what Moses said and stick with that, stupid. And they said, Moses, Christ make them give me the whole thing. Give me the whole thing, please. Don't just come at me with half the equation. Read the whole thing. And he answered and said unto them, what did Moses command you? What the law say? And they said, Moses suffered to write a bill he made them give him the whole thing. Moses suffered to write a bill of a divorcement and to put her away. And Yeshua answered and said unto them, for the hardness of your heart, he wrote you this precept. But from the beginning of creation, God made them male and female. For this cause shall a man leave his father and mother and cleave to his wife. And they two shall be what? Two, not two, but one. He said, verse 9, what therefore God have joined together, let not man what? Divide, separate. He says, and he said unto them, whosoever shall put his, why doesn't it say divorce like it did in Matthew 5:32? Because that's not what it is. Whosoever shall send his wife away and marry another, committed adultery against her. Why? Because you're still married to the first lady, dumb. And if we already showed you that a bill of divorcement made someone not your wife anymore, right? God, the Most High said, look, where your mama, she not my wife. I ain't her husband. Why? Because they had the bill, the evidence to prove it. Watch this. And then he had to die because he know I can't break my own law. Because if he break his own law, he ceased to be the Most High. And if a woman shall put away her husband and be married to another, she committed adultery. Let's go to one more occasion, Luke 16:18. Whosoever putteth away his wife and married another committed adultery, and whoever married her that is put away from her husband, that is put away, cast off, undivorced from her husband, committed adultery. So we're going to show you why he had to give the reason for the bill of divorcement. Watch this. Deuteronomy. I hope y'all learning something today. Watch this. Let's go 2 chapters before the divorce law. Watch what these knuckleheads were doing. If any man take a wife and go into her and hate her and give occasions of speech against her and bring an evil name upon her and say, I took this woman, and when I came to her, I found her not a maid or a virgin. Then shall the father of the damsel and her mother take and bring forth the tokens of the damsel's virginity. They had a blood-stained sheet. That was proof that she was a what? A virgin. But they called it tokens of the damsel's virginity. unto the elders of the city in the gate. And the damsel's father shall say unto the elders, I gave my daughter unto this man to wife, and he hateth her. What a husband, a father is supposed to give his daughter to a man. Not the girl go and say, I'm gonna marry this fella, and then we go to the wedding, who giveth this woman away? No. That fellow better come to that fellow better come to me. I interview him, I see his course of life. If I say no, I tell my daughter, no, you can't marry him. That's the way they did it in the Bible. We didn't got away from that. A girl supposed to stay in her daddy's house till she get ready to go to get married. When he come over there and he get permission and they break a covenant. Next week, that's next week's class, the ancient Hebrew wedding. Don't miss it. It's eschatology that's gonna be in that as well. Coming up in here, mouth full of gold, pants sagging, talking about, can I marry your daughter? No, you can't marry my daughter. Get out of here. Beat it. I ain't giving you to her. And if she said, I'm gonna do it anyway, you don't have my blessing. So now watch this. I'm gonna show you something else. If she married that fella and later on it don't work out, I can overturn her vow. I can overturn it. I never was with it. All right, well, watch this. I can show you that in scriptures. I got 2 daughters, and I ain't letting them just marry any old body. Somebody's gonna use them up and then throw them away. No, they gonna meet me and Roscoe. Y'all know who Roscoe is, don't you? That's that thing that I keep on the desk. That that thing, that piece, that gap. He gonna meet both of them. He gonna meet me in the gap to let him know I ain't playing with you, man. These are my daughters. They stay in my house as long as they want. All right, man. You ain't finna defile my daughter. Let me get back on script. But anyway, and the damsel's father shall say unto the elders, I gave my daughter unto this man to wife, and he hated her. And lo, he hath given occasions of speech against her, saying, I found not thy daughter a maid. I found out she wasn't a virgin. But the daddy said, yeah, these are the tokens of my daughter's virginity. When they went in and consummated, was blood on this sheet. He lying. And they shall spread the cloth. Before the elder of the city, and the elders of that city shall take that man and chastise him. Yeah, Roscoe. I don't go nowhere without him. Oh boy. Let's go to verse 19. And they shall immense him. Let's go back. It says, and the elders of that city shall take that man and chastise him. If they able to produce that evidence, that bloodstained sheet, let's see what happens to this fellow. They shall immerse him in 100 shekels of silver. He got to pay, and give him unto the father of the damsel, because he have brought up an evil name upon a virgin of Israel, and she shall be his wife. He may not put her away all his days. Can't get rid of her. But if this thing be true, and the tokens of virginity be not found in the damsel, watch what they did to her. Then they shall bring out the damsel to the door of her father's house, and the men of her city shall stone her with stones, that she die, because she hath wrought folly in Israel, to play the whore in her father's house. So shalt thou put evil away from you. If a man be found lying with a woman married to a husband, then they shall both die, both the man that lay with the woman and the woman, so that thou shalt send away this evil from what? Israel. But let's look up that word tokens. The word tokens is Bethlehem. It sound like Bethlehem almost. But anyway, it says masculine, plural of the same, Hebrew 13:30, collectively and abstractly virginity. By implication, concretely, the tokens of it, virginity. Tokens. Let's look up tokens in English. Watch this. Token. It says as a noun, a thing serving as a visible or tangible representation of a fact, quality, feeling, It says, let's go down. Similar, symbol, sign, emblem, badge, representation, indication, mark, indication that she a virgin. That's what the blood said. Index, manifestation, expression, pledge, demonstration, recognition, evidence, attestation, proof, memento, souvenir, keepsake. They keep that sheet just in case this knucklehead want to act up and drag their daughter before the city to have her stoned and made a public example of. That's why the divorce decree was given. It was for evidence. Back then, you didn't have to send her away. You could send a merciful man would just say, get out of here, and tell everybody, oh yeah, she did what she did. But they used to take it a step further, try to make themselves look good and have her stoned. But let's keep it moving. Let's look up the word evidence in the English. You just type it in, evidence definition on Google. It says proof. Well, the available body of facts or information indicating whether a belief or proposition is true or valid. The study finds little evidence of overt discrimination. But anyway, proof, confirmation, verification, corroboration, substantiation, affirmation, authentication, attestation, documentations. Let's move to the bottom. The first one in yellow, it says to be evidence of. Let's skip to the other yellow. It says verify, confirm, prove. Homie, don't play that. But let's look up. Proof. Let's look up proof. Evidence. All of the stuff mean the same thing, y'all. But let's go to gotquestions.org. How accurate was the virginity test mentioned in Deuteronomy 22? These dudes was abusing this law right here. Some just sent their wife away on their own, and she was left destitute because that woman depended on that man. And it was only two options for her. One, she could turn to harlotry, or number two, what was that? Lost my train of thought. Harlotry, or number two, marry someone else. But that's adultery. She's just sent away. But let's take a look at this. Let's look at this with Joseph. Joseph was a just man, Yeshua's stepfather. Because, Mary was a virgin. She was a virgin when she had Christ. It says, now, this is Matthew 1:18 through 19. Now, the birth of Yeshua HaMashiach was on this wise. When as his mother Mary was espoused, betrothed to Joseph, before they came together, she was found with child of the Holy Ghost. He could have just put her away. He could have had her stoned, or he could have just sent her away. and when you didn't need no bill of divorcement. You just sent her away. But watch this, Matthew 19. Then Joseph, her husband, being a just man and not willing to make her a public example, was minded to put her away privately, write the little paper up, send her on about her way. You can go and be with somebody else. But one little mistranslated word in Matthew 5:32 got people thinking if you marry somebody that's been divorced before, that you in sin forever. Stop, cut it out. Watch this. 1 Corinthians. Let's listen to what Paul say. Paul said, I say therefore to the unmarried and widows, it is good for them to, if they abide even as I. Paul says, stay single if you can. But if they cannot contain, let them marry. What does it mean they can't contain? Horny toads. Can't control their desires. He said, for it is better to marry than to burn with passion and lust. And unto the married I command, yet not I, but the Lord. Let not the wife depart from her husband. Chorizo. We already seen this word. Before. It says, but if she depart, let her remain what? Unmarried. Don't go marry nobody else. Or be reconciled to her husband. And let not the husband what? Put away his wife. But the rest I, not the Lord. If any brother hath a wife that believeth not, and when she be pleased to dwell with him, let him not put her away. This is word chorizo. We're going to show it to you in a second. And the woman which hath a husband that believeth not, and if he be pleased to dwell with her, let him not let her not leave him. Chorizo, same word. Don't say divorce. Let her not divorce him. It don't say that. Let her not leave. This Negro ain't even keeping commandments. Let me get up out of here. No, if he is pleased to dwell with you, he love you, want to be with you, you better stay. Chorizo, depart, separate, put asunder, to separate, divide, put asunder, to separate, this just simple separation, to depart, to leave a husband or a wife. It don't say divorce, it says of divorce, of divorce. All right. And another word you see in there is when it says, let me go back, where it says, right here where it says, let not the husband put his wife away. That word is epheme. It means to put away. What is or put away? It says to send away. Remember, I showed you 8 words in the beginning. This is just a sending. It's we're gonna skip down to the yellow part B under part B. To depart from anyone, to depart from one and leave him to himself, so that all mutual claims are abandoned. To desert wrongfully, to abandon, leave destitute. To down at the bottom, forsake, or to put or send away. It doesn't say divorce nowhere in that definition. I'm just trying to say. Paul, tell us something else. Now watch this. 1 Corinthians 7, 26 through 28. Paul says this. I suppose, therefore, that it is good for the present distress, I say, that it is good for a man so to be. He said, just stay like you are. But anyway, he said, art thou bound to a wife? Are you married to a wife? Don't seek. He said, are you bound to a wife? Seek not to be loosed. Now watch this. Art thou loosed from a wife? Seek not a wife. But and if, he said, but and if thou marry, thou hast not sinned. If you was bound to a wife, watch this. If you are bound to a wife, don't try to get loose. Don't try to be loose from her. If you loose from a wife, divorce from a wife, don't be seeking another wife. Don't do it. But he said, but if you do it, whichever one he just said, thou hast not sinned. And if a virgin marry, she have not sinned. He likened it unto being married like a virgin, because guess what? The bill of divorcement replaced the token of the maiden's virginity. They're the same thing. Trying to tell you, but let's look up bound and loose just in case you don't understand. You don't believe me. Bound. That word is deo. 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 No, deo. It says to bind, fasten. Are you bound? Are you fastened to a wife? Are you married? Go down to part 2A. It says to be bound to one, a wife, a husband. Are you married to a wife? Don't seek to be loose. Let's look up loosed. It says loose. That word is luo. Luo. It says loose, break, unloose, destroy, dissolve. You know what they call it? A dissolution of a marriage, to dissolve a marriage. It's the bill, it's the evidence. Like if you come to any state and you trying to marry somebody and let's say you've been married 8 times, they want to see 8 divorce decrees. They want to see the evidence that you are not bound to someone else. But watch this. It says of a husband and wife joined together by the bond of matrimony. Watch this, of a single man, whether he has already had a wife or has not yet married. So today we're going to show you what breaks the bond of a covenant. Paul said, if you're bound to one, but wait, let's go back to what he said. If you go back up, he was telling him, he said, I don't say this, the Lord say this. Well, watch this. But anyway, what breaks the bond of the covenant? What breaks the bond? What is it? Let's go to the Most High. Let's see what his marriage was all about. We got to model him in all that we do, guys. Yes, you had to get an engagement. See, you got a lot of people today that been engaged in the Bible. When you was engaged to somebody, you was already considered their wife. That person was already considered your husband. So we got people today We got people today that have been engaged and broke off, 4 or 5 engaged. Oh, I broke them off. What? Oh, all right, but let's look at this. They could say that wasn't, you ain't just throw around my fiance back then all willy-nilly. Oh, my fiance. That's my fiance. We married. My fiance. Beyonce. Not Beyonce. Fiance. So everybody. Oh, boy. Exodus 24, 3-8. No preachers ain't breaking this stuff down like this. And Moses came and told the people all the words of the Lord and all of the judgments, and all of the people answered with one voice and said, watch this. This is when they was at the mountain. Guess what they said? All the words which the Lord have said, they said, we will do. I do, Most High. I do. I marry you. You mine. And Moses wrote all the words of the Lord, the vows, and rose up early in the morning and built an altar under the hill and 12 pillars according to the 12 tribes of Israel. And he sent young men of the children of Israel, which offer burnt offerings and sacrifice peace offering of oxen unto the Lord. And Moses took half of the blood and put it on the basins, and half of the blood and sprinkled on the altar. That's the blood of the covenant. They about to get married. And he took the book of the covenant and read in the audience of the people, and they said, all that the Lord have said, we will do and be obedient. I do. You ever seen a woman at the wedding, man? I do. I done a few weddings. I done a couple weddings. And the man say some words, she say some words, and they say, I do. And Brother Ronnie, he cautioned them. Most High, he'll witness in both of y'all. Y'all in the truth. But watch it, y'all in the truth. So y'all be careful what you do. And Moses took the blood and sprinkled it on the people and said, behold, the blood of the covenant which the Lord have made with you concerning all these words. They just married the Most High. Just marry him. What were the words? The commandments. Let's see what happens to you when you break the words of whatever covenant you made with the person you with. Let's see what happens. Behold, the days come, said the Lord, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt. Watch what he said. Which my covenant, which they break. He said, I didn't break it. He said, watch what he says. Although I was a husband to them, saith the Lord. But he know he can't break his own Deuteronomy 24, 1-4 law. So guess what he got to do? I got to die. You know, Yeshua was the word in the flesh. I got to die. But anyway, but this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord. I will put my law in their inward parts and write them on their hearts, and will be their God. And so when he died and remarried him again, guess what? It's the same covenant, the same word. Well, if a man and a woman, let's say a man and a woman divorce. Let's say she don't go marry nobody else. Let's say he said they divorced, they got the paper and everything, went to court and everything. And let's say, baby, we're going to get back together. Neither one of them has remarried or nothing. Neither one of them has remarried. But then they come back and the woman said, oh, that man still expecting the same covenant, the same thing. You be only with me. You do this, you do this, you do this. She don't get no new. It's the same thing. So again, I say, what breaks the bond of the covenant? So the Most High, now let's just flip it. Let's say Israel kept all of the covenant, but the Most High broke what he said he was going to do. What did he promise? He promised them a house, which was the temple, you know, to commune with them. He promised them rest on all sides. He promised them protection. That's what you're supposed to do for your wife. Give her a house, protect her, give them land flowing with milk and honey, food, the best clothes. That's what a man's supposed to do. Protection, shelter, food, clothing, and some relations. Let's go to Exodus 21, 10-11 to prove that. If a man take another wife, her food, that's man supposed to give her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage shall he not diminish. You gotta provide for a woman and do have relations with her, folks. Have her running around town looking like she a slave, clothes tattered up. Yes, you can remarry if you haven't married somebody else, Luca. Yes, yes. Mm-hmm. If he take another wife, her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage, sexual relations, he shall not diminish. I ain't giving you none, but I'm going to somebody. What? Don't play them kind of game. Man or women don't play that. Go back to 1 Corinthians chapter 7. He said, don't y'all deprive one another except for a season, and you let each other know about that. Because if a woman say, I ain't giving him nothing, and you say, baby, can we get together tonight? Can we get together tonight? You always want it, baby. It's been 6 months. No, you asking for him to step out on you. But anyway, but watch this. If this man don't provide these things, watch this. And if he do not these three unto her, then shall she go out free without money. I mean, she don't owe nothing. She can leave and go be with somebody else. If you got a man that's not providing you for you and your children, y'all always hungry. Y'all in and out of homeless shelters. The Most High, that husband's job is to provide, protect, provide shelter, food, raiment, clothing. If he not providing these things, he has breached the contract. You can go and do what you need to do. I'm trying to tell you this. So let's just say Israel did everything she was supposed to do, and the Most High didn't do these things. Israel could leave. But see, the Most High, he is a right ruling. He's faithful. He did his part. She didn't do her part. So he did the proper thing, which is to what? Put her away and give her the what? The billment of divorcement. Oh, you a derelict. You a derelict if you ain't providing for your wife and your children. They ain't got the right to go. Let's go to Ephesians 5:23-33. Let's see this. For the husband is the head of the wife. He the what? He the head. Oh, she the head of him. No, he the head of her. Even as Christ is the head of the church and he is the savior of the body. So it's just like Christ is over the church. That's how a husband is over his wife. The wife is supposed to obey. So if you don't want to obey, stay single. Go back to your father's house. It says, and the husband is the head of the wife, even as Christ is the head of the church, and he is the savior of the body. Do you know? That's why when Eve ate, nothing happened. Something happened when Adam ate. Adam could have did something to her. He could have did something to her that would got her back right. I'm going to show you. It said, therefore, as the church is subject unto Christ, so let wives be to their own husbands and everything. Husband, the only person that's under you is your wife, not her friends, not other one. No, your wife. Wife talking about something, I want to do this, and the husband say no. But my friends, I don't care. I ain't the husband of your friends. I'm your husband. But watch this. So let the wives be to their own husbands, and you're supposed to be subject to your husband in everything. Husbands, love your wives. How does a husband love his wife? Food, clothing, shelter, raiment, sex, all that. That's how he love her. Ain't no just, I love you, baby. That don't mean jack. What you doing? Your wife stuck on the side of the road, She her tire need change, and she call you, man, do it yourself. I don't know what you gonna do. No, you get your nappy head self to wherever she is and change her tire. A few months ago, my wife came home. Her truck was on flat. I already knew. She ain't have to ask me. I just went out there, jacked the car up, took the tire out, plugged it up, put air back in it. We good. She ain't gotta say, I need to get the no. Yes, it's a sin if yes, it's a sin if your husband ain't providing for you, sister. You can go. You gonna fight through hunger? No, that dude is not a righteous dude. He's not a right ruling dude. All right, but watch this. Watch this. Husbands, love your wives, even as Christ also loved the church. It's action, folks. And he gave himself for. He died for his wife. Well, husbands, are you willing to die for your wife? I am. Somebody bust in here, that's gonna be the wrong house they bust in, because I'm gonna bust them up. Oh, y'all better know. Roscoe, what we gonna do, bro? Bang, 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 bang. That's what we gonna do. But anyway, verse 27, that he might present to himself a, hold on, this is what Adam should have did, that he might what? Sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of the water by the word. Adam should have washed Eve with the word. Hey, you know the Bible, you know Yeshua just told us that we can't eat from that tree. What you doing? Put that down. Go to your room. No, don't do. You do. No, you can't do that. That he might present it to himself a glorious church, not having spot or wrinkle or any such thing, but that it should be holy and without blemish. Watch this. So men ought to love their wives as their own bodies. Now I'm finna get into another. If your husband is beating you to an inch of your life, if you come to Brother Ronnie, he gonna say, get out of there. He beating you to an inch. Oh, you gotta suffer. No, you ain't gotta suffer through him busting you up. Because it said, so men ought to love their wives as their own bodies. Will a man beat himself up, punch himself all upside the head? No, he wouldn't. So why would he do his wife like that? He that loveth his wife, loveth himself. A man wouldn't I wouldn't punch me. I ain't never punch my wife or push my wife. I ain't never put hands on her. I ain't never put hands on no woman. Woo, boy, I ain't. Well, one time in the 5th grade, I ain't gonna say the person's name. This girl hit me with a broom, and I gave her a couple of pap, but that was as a 10-year-old, and my daddy got on me. But I said, Daddy, but she hit me with a. But I ain't never put my hands on no woman, other than I was self-defending myself. But even now, if my wife cut up, I wouldn't do it. All right, all right, but watch this. Where was I? Okay, here we go. For no man have ever yet hated his own flesh, but nourisheth it and cheriteth it. And even as Christ for the church, you wouldn't starve yourself. Why you gonna starve your wife? I ain't giving you no money to go get nothing to eat. I ain't giving you no money to go get no clothes. But you got on the new Jordans. You got on a nice new leather jacket. You got this and you got this, and you got a Chevy Impala sitting on 22s. And she driving an old Pinto that she got to get a boost off every day. Are you crazy? Oh, for we are members of his body and of his flesh and of his bones. And when Brother Ronnie said he hit somebody when he was 10 years old, that same person, we went to kindergarten all the way to 12th grade. Still a friend of mine. So don't even be thinking Brother Ronnie out here punching folks. All right. It says, well, watch this. For this cause shall a man, even took freshman English together at the university. Yeah. For this cause shall a man leave his father and mother, shall be joined unto his who? Wife, and the two shall be one flesh. If your husband is beating you, would he beat himself? If you done found yourself, you in a coma, and a month later you wake up, don't go back to that man. Or the next time you be dead. This is a great mystery, but I speak concerning Christ and the church. Nevertheless, let every one of you in particular so love his wife, even as himself, and the wife see that she what? Reverence her husband. Wives, you're supposed to be reverencing your husband. Oh, but let's look up reverence. Let's look that up. Reverence. It says phobia. Phobia, where we get the word phobia. It says to put to flight by terrifying. You need to respect your husband. To put to flight, to flee, to fear, be afraid, to be struck with fear, to be women today, not to the point where you think he gonna kill you. Just like, man, oh no, my husband ain't gonna let me do that now. No, I know my husband. He ain't now. But it says to treat down to part C. It says to reverence, venerate, to treat with deference or reverential obedience. Oh, see, women, they don't want to be to the Bible. But hold on, that's New Testament right there. But let's look at the Thayer's Greek lexicon. It said to terrify, frighten, to put to flight by terrifying, to scare away, passive, to be put to flight, to flee. What? Folks ain't respecting their husbands. That's one of the things. I promise to love, cherish, honor, and obey. Honor your husband. Honor your wife. If that's you breaking the vows, you breaking the covenant when you do these things. Let's look at Jasher 21:4, 20. Because Yeshua said, if you was Abraham's seed, you would do the works of Abraham. Let's see what Abraham told. We almost done. Let's see what Abraham told his son Ishmael. And then sometime after, Abraham said to Sarah, his wife, I will go and see my son Ishmael, for I have desire to see him, for I have not seen him for a long time. And Abraham rode upon one of his camels to the wilderness to seek his son Ishmael. For he had heard that he was dwelling in the tent in the wilderness with all belonging to him. And Abraham went to the wilderness. Yeah, on 22s. That's how we do. Riding on 20s is the law for us. but he said, and Abraham went to the wilderness, and when he reached the tent of Ishmael about noon, or Ishmael's house, and he went and asked for Ishmael, and he found the wife of Ishmael. What's she doing? Sitting in the tent with her children. And Ishmael, her husband, and his mother Hagar were not with them. And Abraham asked the wife of Ishmael, saying, where has Ishmael gone? And she said, he has gone to the field to hunt. And Abraham was still mounted upon the camel, for he would not get off to the ground as he had sworn to his wife Sarah. Sarah said, okay, you going to see Ishmael? See, it's jealousy between Sarah and Hagar. She said, promise me you don't you get off that camel. Verse 26, and Abraham said to Ishmael's wife, my daughter, give me a little water that I may drink, for I am fatigued from the journey. And Ishmael's wife answered and said to Abraham, we have neither bread nor water. Ain't no more water and bread. Ain't no more green beans, just mashed potatoes and corn. She said, we ain't got no more water and bread. And she continued sitting in the tent and did not notice Abraham. Neither did she ask him, ignoring him, baby. They don't even want to know who he is. How come she don't know who he is? Because Abraham been gone. You remember he sent Ishmael off. But he made provisions for them, though. It says, but what was she doing? Beating her children in the tent. And she was cursing them. And she also cursed her husband Ishmael and reproached him. And Abraham heard the words of Ishmael's wife to the children. And he was very angry and displeased. And Abraham called a woman to come out to him from the tent. That's a good thing about tent. He ain't got to get off the camel. Hey, young lady, come on out here. And Abraham called the woman to come out to him from the tent. And the woman came and stood opposite Abraham, for Abraham was still mounted upon the camel. And Abraham said to Ishmael's wife, when thy husband Ishmael returneth home, say these words to him. A very old man from the land of the Philistines came hither to seek thee, and thus was his appearance and figure. I did not ask him who he was, and seeing that thou was not here to speak, he spoke unto me and said, when Ishmael, notice, Ishmael, thy husband, returneth, tell him thus did this man say, when thou comest home, put away this nail of the tent which thou hast placed here, and place another nail in its stead. And Abraham finished his instructions and to the woman, and he turned and went off on the camel homeward. And after that, Ishmael came from the chase, he and his mother, and returned to the tent, and his wife spoke these words to him. She said, a very old man from the land of the Philistines came to seek thee, and thus was his appearance and figure. I did not ask him who he was, and seeing thou was not at home, he said to me, when thy husband cometh home, tell him. Thus said the old man, put away the nail of the tent which thou hast placed here, and place another nail in its stead. And Ishmael heard the words of his wife, and he knew that it was his father, and that his wife did not honor him. What? Honor, respect, Obey. Israel didn't respect the Most High. He said, where is my honor? In Malachi. Let me read that. Where's my Bible at? Man, you disrespecting. Man, if your wife is constantly, habitually disrespectful to you, don't take care of the children, tell her to kick rocks. Hold on, let me go to Malachi real quick. Watch this. Watch what the Most High said. And this is Malachi chapter 1, verse 6. A son honors his father, and a servant his master. If then I am the father, where is my honor? And if I am master, where is my reverence? A husband is your Lord, he's your master, so to speak, your Lord, so to speak. Where is your honor and reverence? Won't cook you nothing. Kick rocks, husband. But that's the same on the husband side. Your wife won't cook, and your wife's side, your husband won't. You want me to cook, but you ain't gave me no money to go get the food to cook with. Honor the vows. It's a covenant, an agreement, a contract. Anytime somebody breaks the contract, the other person has grounds to leave. But watch this. But he says, I did not ask him who he was, and seeing thou was not at home, he said to me, when thy husband cometh home, tell him, thus saith the old man, put away the nail of the tent which thou hast placed here, and place another nail in its stead. And Ishmael heard the words of his wife, and he knew that it was his father, that his wife did not honor him, reverence him. What the Most High do to Israel? He said, y'all ain't even honoring me. He divorced Israel behind. But he died and took her back. But anyway, and Ishmael understood his father's word that he had spoken to his wife, and Ishmael hearkened to the voice of his father. And Ishmael cast off that woman, and she went away. But you better know Ishmael did the right thing. He provided for, just like Abraham provided for Hagar and Ishmael. And then the angel came and said, we're going to make you a great nation too. And watch this. And Ishmael afterward went to the land of Canaan, and what did he do? He took another wife, and he brought her to his tent, to the place where he dwelt. And at the end of 3 years, he got a new wife, 3 years, said, I will go again to see my son Ishmael, for I have not seen him for a long time. And he rode upon his camel and went to the wilderness, and he reached the tent of Ishmael about noon. And he asked after Ishmael. And his wife came out of the tent, and she said, he is not here, my lord. Look at this. For he has gone to hunt in the fields and to feed the camels. And the woman said to Abraham, turn in my lord into the tent and eat a morsel of bread, for thy soul must be wearied on account of the journey. And Abraham said to her, I will not stop, for I am in haste to continue my journey. But give me, why? Because Sarah was like, don't you get off that get off that camel. But give me a little water to drink, for I have thirst. And the woman hastened and ran into the tent, and she brought out water and bread to Abraham, which she placed before him, and she urged him to eat. And he ate and drank, and his heart was comforted. Brought him some honey buns, some water, some milk with it too, probably. His heart was confident. He blessed his son Ishmael, and he finished his meal, and he blessed the Lord. And he said to Ishmael's wife, when Ishmael cometh home, say these words to him. A very old man from the land of the Philistines came hither and asked after thee, and thou wast not here. And I brought him out bread and water, and he ate and drank, and his heart was comforted. And he spoke these words to me. When I, Ishmael, thy husband, cometh home, say unto him, the nail of the tent which thou hast is very good. Do not put it away from the tent. Keep her. And Abraham finished commanding the woman, and she rode off to his home, to the land of the Philistines. And when Ishmael came home to his tent, his wife went forth to meet him with joy and a cheerful heart. And she said to him, an old man came here from the land of the Philistines, and thus was his appearance. And he asked after thee, and thou wast not here. So I brought out bread and water, and he ate and drank, and his heart was comforted. And he spoke these words to me. When Ishmael thy husband cometh home, say to him, the nail of the tent which thou hast is very good. Do not put it away from the tent. And Ishmael knew that it was his father and that his wife had honored him and blessed him. That's part of marriage. For the woman supposed to honor, respect, reverence, obey that man, and that man in return is supposed, uh, yeah, use scriptures only. Yeah, they are a lot of, but yes, Sister Luke, I agree with you. But honor, respect, obey, and in turn, the man provides, protects, and they each give each other relations, right? Watch this. Sirach. This is in the Apocrypha. Used to be in the Bible, in the Greek Septuagint, which is what they had in Yeshua's day. Sirach 25:10 through 26. Watch this. How great is he that findeth wisdom? Yet is there none above him that feareth the Lord? But the love of the Lord passeth all things for illumination. He that holdeth it, whereunto shall he be likened? The fear of the Lord is the beginning of his love, and the faith is the beginning of cleaving to him. Give me any plague but the plague of the heart, and any wickedness but the, he said, give me any plague but the plague of the heart, and any wickedness but the wickedness of a woman. Don't want no wicked woman. Why? And any affliction but the affliction from them that hate me, and any revenge but the revenge of enemies. There is no head above the head of the serpent, and there is no wrath above the wrath of an enemy. The devil, he do whatever he want to do, even though God, he's still subject to the Most High. But he said, I would rather dwell with the lion and with a dragon than to keep house with a wicked woman. Woo-hoo-hoo. The wickedness of a woman changeth her face and darkeneth her countenance like sackcloth. Her wickedness, this could be the prettiest woman in the world, but just because she act a fool, wicked, it'll make a pretty woman ugly. And darkeneth her countenance like sackcloth. Her husband shall sit among his neighbors, and when he heareth it, shall sigh bitterly. When he talking about his wife, man, gotta go back up in there today. But let's keep reading. See, right? All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman, a wicked woman. All women not wicked, but we talking about wicked women. If you're not wicked, we ain't talking about you. Let the portion of the sinner fall upon her. What's the portion of a sinner? Death. He said all wickedness is all the other wickedness in the world is little compared to the wickedness of a woman. Because you see these movies we watch on TV, how if you got this, some women be plotting. You know, ladies say ain't nothing like the scorn of a woman. Let the portion, don't get, boy, let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. As climbing up a sandy way is the feet of the age, so is a wife full of words to a quiet man. Woo. Woo. Hard. Somebody that's old trying to climb a sandy hill, they're going to have a hard time. They already got a cane limping, but so is a wife full of words to a quiet man. A man that just kind of stay to himself, you know what I'm saying? He not all, but this woman always nagging him. He said, stumble not at the beauty of a woman. She a brick house. Don't worry about no brick house. And desire not her, not for pleasure. Man, woo. A woman, if she now watch this. A woman, if she maintain her husband, a woman that does what her husband. Oh, we talking about a wicked woman now. She maintain and take care of everything her husband needs. She is what? Full of anger. That's women today. I ain't doing this. I ain't doing that. He should be doing this. He should be. No, she is full of anger, impudence, and much reproach. A wicked woman abated the courage, maketh a very heavy countenance and a wounded heart. A woman that will not comfort her husband in distress maketh weak hands and feeble knees. Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. Give the water no passage, neither let a wicked woman liberty gad abroad. She'll get out into all kind of stuff. Be plotting, trying to have you killed and murdered. A husband, go read some Proverbs 31. It says, if she go not, watch this. Give her no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to guide about. Can't trust her. A virtuous woman, her husband can trust in her safely. Ain't got to worry about her setting him up. Verse 26. If she go not as thou wouldest have her, cut her off from thy flesh and give her a bill of divorce and let her go. What? Septuagint. If your wife is not honoring, respecting, and obeying you, not just one time, this is an ongoing thing. 5, 10, 15 years. Man, eventually all that stress gonna kill you. But what about this case? Because you in perpetual, you gonna marry somebody else, you in perpetual adultery. Stop. I hope you saw that today, that's not the case. Exodus 21, 2 through 6. Watch this. What about this case? Just tell me what about this case? Who in adultery in this? Exodus 21, 2 through 6. If thou buy a Hebrew servant, 6 years he shall serve you. Somebody forgot to tell the wicked slave masters, you only supposed to, slavery don't last but 6 years, and the 7th year I go free. Oh, they forgot about that part. They use the Bible to keep you enslaved. Talking about the wicked ones. That's what I'm talking about. If you ain't have no slaves, I ain't talking about you. But you got to say these things. People think, reaching all people minute. I'm reaching everybody, y'all. If thou buy a Hebrew servant, 6 years he shall serve. And in the 7th year, he shall go out free for what? Nothing. Why y'all think Jacob tried to get gone? He was like, man, Laban ain't going to let me keep these 2 women. He ain't. But he tried to get up out of there. But watch this. If he came in by himself, he shall go out by himself. If he were married, then his wife shall go out with him. But so if I come in by myself, I leave by myself. If I come in to serve you with my wife, she came in with me, she can leave out with me. Watch this. If his master have, now if you in slavery, if your master have given him a wife and she have borne him sons or daughters, the wife and her children shall be her masters, and he shall go out by himself. What? Where's my wife and kids back there? I don't want to be in slavery. Let's just say this fella go off. He's like, all right, I'm out. Peace. I'm out. Peace. And he go marry somebody else. Is he in adultery? No, he not. What about slaves back in our enslaved days? What about when they had a family and then the master split them up and sold them somewhere else and he never see his wife again, but he married somebody else? Is he in adultery? Of course he's not. Everybody's case is different, and the Most High is a righteous judge. See this dogmatic thing that a lot of people have today, they're not taking everything into full account about disrespect, adultery, abuse, neglect. They're not taking none of that into account. Husband go away, tell his wife, oh, I'm going out for some milk or some cigarettes, and he don't come back, but she got to stay with him. No, that's dumb. That's stupid. Even in ancient Israel, what they used to do when a man went off to war, before he went off to war, it's a possibility that he might get killed. A lot of times what they would do is they would go and get a wife a bill of divorcement just in case they get killed. You see what I mean? Or abandoned or captured and never was able to come back and return. They would give it to him. But anyway, watch this. And if the servant shall plainly say, I love my master, my wife, and my children, I will not go out free. Then his master shall bring him unto the judges. He shall also bring him to the door or unto the doorpost, and his master shall bore his ear through within all, and he shall serve him what? Forever. What? Or just the rest of his life. That's all that forever means, just the rest of his life. Because in the resurrection, if he was a righteous man, he still got a certain. No, he ain't still got. That means that forever means as long as he lives for the rest of his life. I'm just trying to tell y'all. Yeah, nobody don't preach on this stuff. I told you I ain't scared. Some folks won't touch it with a 100-foot pole, but I touch on it with a 100-foot pole. But what about widows? Widowhoods. In the Bible, widows were treated divorced women were treated just like widows. Let's show you. Webster's American Family Dictionary defines widow, grass widow, divorce, and widowhood as a widow, a woman who has lost her husband by death and has not remarried. A grass widow, a woman who is separated, divorced, or lives apart from her husband. Divorced, a judicial declaration dissolving Karituth apostasion, a marriage, and releasing both spouses from all matrimonial obligations. Widowhood, the state or period of being a widow or sometimes a widower. Let me show you a different story in 2 Samuel chapter 14 when this woman came to David. Watch this. And the king said unto her, what aileth thee? And she answered, I am indeed a widow. But she got to specify what kind of widow is she. She said, I am indeed of a widow, and mine husband is dead. She had to specify what kind of widow she was. So let's just say she could have said, I am indeed a widow woman and I am divorced. She could have said that. Still the same thing, folks. All right, 2 Samuel 20:3. Watch this. And David came to his house at Jerusalem, and the king took the 10 women, his concubines, whom he had left to keep house. What'd he do? And he put them in ward, and he fed them, but he didn't give them relations. So they were shut up until the day of their death, living in. Now David, they husband, they his husband, but it's still saying they like widows. But you say, well, why did David do that to them? This was a special circumstance. David had a son, Absalom, a wicked son, Absalom, and Absalom went into the house where they were. He didn't mess with them or nothing like that. But the people on the outside, to them, it looked that way. And David said, I can't mess with them because all these people think that I mess with them. So but what David did was shut him up. And he the king. The king can't have his woman being with regular people. They telling all the king's secrets and all that kind of stuff. So he kept them into widowhood, but he provided for them and he took care of them. He housed them, fed them, and did everything that a husband should do. All right. But did Yeshua recognize divorce? Let's see if he did or not. Let's go to John 4. 4:13 through 18. We all know the story of the woman at the well. But watch this. Yeshua answered and said to her, I'm just going to read a little bit of it. Yeshua answered and said to her, whoever drinketh of this water shall thirst again. But whosoever shall drink of the water that I give them shall never thirst. But the water that I shall give him shall be in him a well of water springing up in the everlasting life. The woman said unto him, Sir, give me this water that I thirst not, neither come hither to draw. Yeshua said to her, go call your husband. Whoa. Why he didn't say, go call your fake husband? He said, go call your husband and come hither. The woman answered and said, I have no husband. Yeshua said unto her, thou hast well said, I have no husband, for thou hast had what? 5 husbands. I don't know the case and the situation between all of them. I don't know the case. I don't know if they were dead or were they married, divorced her, gave her the bill and let her go. I don't know the cases, but whatever it be, Yeshua called them husbands. 5 husbands. And he whom that thou hast not, he said the other 5 were your husband, but the one you got now, he ain't. Isn't that you true? She probably got so tired of the marriage, divorce, or husband dying. I'm just gonna live with this fella. Shacking. But let's look up this. Let's look at this one. Because guess what? The Most High couldn't break his own law. It said, this is Jeremiah 3:1. They say, who is they? They say, who are they? The law and the prophets say, if a man, Deuteronomy 24:1-4, Moses specifically, if a man put away his wife and she go from him and become another man's, shall he return to her again? Shall not that land be greatly polluted? But thou hast played the harlot with many lovers, yet return again to me, saith the Lord. Jeremiah said, Lord, how you going to take them back? They say, your law say that they can't. The answer was, I die. I die. I die. Releasing me from that at first, and now guess what? I can redeem her and then give her a new contract. Give her the new contract. What's a new contract? It's not wrote on stones. It's on your hearts. It's in your minds. But I hope today, brothers and sisters, today, what I want, if you find yourself in this situation, where you are divorced, or you're married, you're thinking about a divorce, I tell you, whatever your situation, whatever you saw in this class today, pray, seek the Most High, and whatever you do, you make sure you do it biblically. Not what so and so say, or him over there, or her over there, or they over there. But oh, you have your hand up, Erica, about the wicked woman, huh? Oh, yeah. Nobody don't preach that. Yeah. My wife had to tell me. She said she talking about the previous one up. I ain't with all. I don't know about all these emojis, and I'm slow, y'all. I'm slow when it comes to that. But pray. Make sure you seek the Most High in whatever you decide to do. Model him. Do what he does. Watch this video over and over again until you can get some understanding. If not, email me if you have further questions. But brothers and sisters, that is Brother Ronnie's take on divorce, marriage, and remarriage. If somebody has broken the covenant, you have grounds for the divorce, and the certificate is proof to another person that you are no longer in covenant with someone else. So thank you guys for coming on out. Hope that it edified you. I know we're gonna get some ugly emails. Can I please do a part 2? Do a part 2. Well, I'll see about that. I'll see about that. I'll see. I ain't gonna make no promises. But yeah, I'll think about that. All praises to the Most High, guys. All praises. But I just thank all of you guys for coming on in today. If you have need of prayer, go to rapministries.org and contact us and put in your prayer requests. I won't share it with anybody. JD Jam, good and fun class today. All praises to the Most High. But what we want to do is we want to do what we think that the Most High would do. We have to do everything fairly, righteously, and in line with His word. But yeah, give me your prayer request. Like the video. Thank you, JD Jam, for joining us. I don't be knowing who be watching, folks. I don't know who, so that's why I always try to come with truth. That's all I can do. But yeah. But what was I saying? She don't know what I was saying. Oh yeah. Oh, thumbs up. Share the videos, guys. Share the video. Share the channel. Share the website. And come in every week, and that's a great way to support us just by coming in, hitting the like button. That's support. Another way of support, if you want to donate to the ministry. If you do, you do. You don't, you don't. You can go to rapministry.org and you can hit donate, and you can do whatever you want to do. And I will personally, everybody always donate. I always shoot them a message because I appreciate it. Oh, that's Jeff. That's who that is. All right, this is your Jameson family. All right, thank you. But guys, you know what it is. Go out and be blessed, be prosperous this week. I pray that the Most High's protection is on you, that you stay corona free, that the sniper's bullet can't get you, and that you won't get sick, and you will prosper in everything you do. But most importantly, make sure you're an ambassador, because you are the only Christ that some people gonna see in the way you live and walk your life out. Don't be out there cussing and fussing. Be out there loving people, helping people, sharing the word with people. And if there's nothing else, all praises, Sister Sheila. All praise, Brother David. If there's nothing else, y'all have a peaceful, a good, peaceful, restful Sabbath. And I'll see you guys next time. Shabbat Shalom. See you.